What's up, Rebels? Coach Jim here. Have you ever doubted your abilities, thought you were a fake, never felt good enough despite plenty of accomplishments? Congratulations! You've probably experienced imposter syndrome. Don't worry, you're not alone. An estimated 70% of the population has experienced this at some point. Today I'm going to talk to you about 5 different imposter types, how each might be holding back your fitness, and what you can do about it to finally feel worthy. This is like a hammer for baby Thor. It's so cute. Before we jump in, feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to be notified when we release our next awesome video. Also, if you don't hit subscribe, I'll totally feel like an imposter. So we've already touched upon some of the signs that you might have imposter syndrome. Dr. Valerie Young, a world-renowned expert on the matter, also had this to say. Imposter syndrome goes beyond a mere lack of confidence. People who feel like imposters hold themselves to an unrealistic and unsustainable standard of competence. Falling short of this standard then evokes shame. Does this sound familiar to you? Comment imposter below. Dr. Young also laid out 5 different types of imposters, which are the perfectionist, the superhero, the natural genius, the soloist, and finally, the expert. By figuring out what type of imposter we feel like, we can then be more aware of our automatic thoughts and actions, and then we can do something about it. The perfectionist. What's going on with the perfectionist? The perfectionist feels like the work that they do must be 100% perfect 100% of the time. They set insanely high goals for themselves, which often prove unattainable. Even when the perfectionist has clearly succeeded in a task, they still feel like they could do better. That's when the self-doubt creeps in. There's some pros and cons here. On the one hand, it's great to push yourself and have high goals. On the other hand, if the goals are so high and unrealistic that they stop you in your tracks, they're not serving you well. How is this related to fitness? In fitness, the perfectionist will often have the all or nothing approach. If they can't get an hour workout in, they're not even gonna bother with it. This isn't good because the perfect time for a workout rarely happens. So what should we do instead? First, change your expectations around what fitness and exercise should be. Sure, an hour workout would be great, but even 5 minutes is beneficial, and it's a lot better than no workout. Or as Teddy Roosevelt put it, do what you can with what you have, where you are. And this is advice from someone who got shot and then gave a speech. Talk about imperfect conditions. Now, if you're looking for something specific, then you're probably already looking for the perfect thing to do. So stop that. Instead, just pick 1 or 2 exercises and do as many reps as you can with whatever time that you have. Don't let perfect be the enemy of progress. The superhero. What's going on with the superhero? The superhero takes on a ton of roles and feels like they should be excelling at every single one. Great spouse? Check. Mother or father of the year? Check. Amazing coworker? Of course. They'll always let you know when they're putting in overtime. The superhero is addicted to the work and all the external recognition and validation that comes along with it. Again, we have some pros and cons here. On the one hand, it's great that they want to contribute to the team. On the other hand, if there's no one around to praise them, they might not get things done. So how is this related to fitness? In fitness, the superhero often needs an outside event or competition to prepare for, like a 5K or getting in shape for a wedding or a reunion. Without an event like this providing external motivation, they might not feel validated enough to start the work. So what to do instead? External motivation is a great kickstart, but look to build internal motivation by doing something even if no one knows about it. Do the task for its own sake. A great way to build internal motivation is to ask yourself, how do you feel before, during, and after doing something healthy? By constantly reminding yourself of the positive feelings associated with healthy actions, you can start to build up your own internal motivation and rely a lot less on the external motivation from others. The natural genius. So what's going on with the natural genius? The natural genius feels that everything in life should come easy to them. They judge their competence based on the speed and ease of their efforts. If it takes them a long time to master a task, then they just assume that they suck, and then they start to feel a lot of shame. If you were ever part of a gifted and talented or gold star group growing up, this is very likely your issue. Some pros and cons here too. On the one hand, it's awesome to have a lot of success in various aspects of life. That's nothing to feel guilty about. On the other hand, this fear of failure might stop you from growing in other areas. So how's this related to fitness? In fitness, if the natural genius isn't instantly good at something, they just push it aside. I can't bend like that, so I'm throwing away my yoga mat. I never catch anything, so I'm quitting ultimate frisbee. Everyone's faster than me, so why should I even show up for that 5K? So what to do instead? Remember, being bad at something is the first step to being okay at something. And no one is good at everything. Plus, if you never have difficulties somewhere, it's a good sign that you're not pushing your limits anywhere. To further help here, look back for evidence of some time in your life that was hard, but you kept on pushing through and you succeeded anyway. It could be something big like graduating from college, or it could be something small like learning a new skill or overcoming a fear. What's important to ask is, how did you feel after that? Embrace the challenge. Turn stumbling blocks into stepping stones. The soloist. So what's going on with the soloist? The soloist believes they have to do everything themselves. If anyone ever gives them any assistance, it's a fail, because now they can't take credit for the success. Even if the soloist finds themselves in trouble, they still won't reach out, preferring instead to struggle alone. You'll often hear them say something like, "I don't need anyone's help." Like all of our imposters, there's some pros and cons here. On the one hand, it's great to want to be self-sufficient. On the other hand, this go-it-alone attitude causes a lot of unnecessary stress and hardships. So how's this related to fitness? In fitness, if the soloist runs into any health struggle, they often shut down communication around the topic. We see this tons of times in our one-on-one coaching program. A client will be doing great, rocking their workouts and nutrition, and regularly talking with their coach. But the second that they run into any snags, they ghost. They think that they need to solve the problem before they report back to their coach. That's what the coach is there for, to help you work through the problems together. So, what to do instead? First, recognize that you ghost when under stress. And second, make an effort to proactively reach out to others. Look, things will always come up. Work will get crazy busy, a tire will go flat, your kid will get sick. One of the best things that you can do when you're struggling, in fitness or anywhere, is to reach out to someone. Try it right now. Comment below with your biggest health and fitness struggle. First, we want to be able to answer and help you. And second, it lets us know what topics you'd like to see in future videos. We can do this together. The expert. So what's going on with the expert? The expert defines themselves by what or how much they know. They think they'll look foolish if they don't know something, so they keep seeking out more information, and more, and more, and more. The expert endlessly researches a topic, always thinking that their knowledge is incomplete. Also, somewhat ironically, the expert never sees themselves as an expert, always looking to remind themselves of all that they still have to learn. Again, there are pros and cons here. On the one hand, being curious is awesome, and we should always look to learn more. On the other hand, constantly searching for more information can be a form of procrastination. There are certain things you can only find out by doing. Or as Morpheus tells Neo, there is a difference between knowing the path and walking the path. So how is this related to fitness? We actually have a term for this around nerd fitness, the underpants collector. It's from a South Park episode where the underpants gnome steal other people's underwear in order to gain profit. The trouble is, they don't know what to do with all the underwear they've taken. So they're gathering up resources, but they're not actually doing anything with them. So be careful of gathering up a bunch of information and then doing nothing with it. Stop collecting underpants. So, what to do instead? Trying and failing and learning from our mistakes is so much more valuable than just constantly gathering information and doing nothing with it. If you need a power up for doing something scary, use 20 seconds of courage. That's when you muster up 20 seconds and just act. Start, take that first step. We have a video describing that concept in the links below. Now, if you're watching this long, you probably see yourself in one of these imposter types, and that's okay. Figure out your limiting beliefs and then consciously act to reduce them. Reevaluate your expectations around being perfect. Search for internal motivation in your actions. Remind yourself that it's okay to be bad at things. Reach out for help when you're having trouble. And stop endlessly collecting information and just take that first step instead. I guarantee you'll go from feeling never good enough to feeling confident and capable even when you have challenges. And that's a pretty awesome place to be. Thanks for watching. Give this video a big old thumbs up and subscribe if you found it helpful. We'd also love to hear from you. What type of imposter described you the most? And what piece of advice did you find the most helpful? And if you need someone to help you through those feelings of self-doubt, check out Nerd Fitness Online Coaching, where we not only focus on workouts and nutrition, but a healthy mindset too, which is so important. And if you're looking for more ideas to build momentum and reach your goals, check out this video on improving your workout consistency, and this one on getting back in shape. And I'm out.